Got you niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me. And Justin Brown for your movie needs. Media popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault.
Hey, folks, this is your host, Brandon Collins.
Guys, it's Justin Brown.
And we're here with another edition of Being Popcorn Niggas Spoiling Movies.
Yes, that's right.
And before we get to this special bonus episode of Joker, Justin, we got some 5-star reviews.
Oh, shit.
But they're also fucking from international waters.
Ooh.
Yeah, I used this filter on my podcast edit app, and it just popped up a bunch of new shit.
Shit, come on.
So our first 5-star review is from L. Hoyt. It writes, easily one of my favorite movie podcasts. They write, quickly became one of my favorite movie podcasts pretty much instantly after hearing the brilliant opening theme song. It avoids all the sterile movie news junk and jumps right into a hilariously unique, dark, sometimes perverse point of view on movie criticism that is comically entertaining and cinematically informed as it's just plain wrong. Don't sleep on this. Found from plugged by the Weekly Planet podcast. Thank you for that.
Yeah, nice.
Appreciate that. And then also...
Thank you, Weekly Planet Podcasts.
Yes.
Thanks for the plug. We love that. Love you guys.
Then we also have a 5-star review from Cheeky Chica, longtime listener.
I hope you're cheeky.
Okay.
Talking about a butt.
Okay. This is the first time I've been moved to write a review pretty much ever. I'm currently listening to y'all eviscerate one of my favorite movies, Dirty Dancing, and all I can do is laugh. I was at work practically in tears of laughter. I'll never be able to look at this the same way again. We changed a lot of people's
opinions of Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing is fucking nuts.
Yeah, just wait till we do Ghost.
Oh, God. I've never seen that movie all the way through either.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost is wild.
I think I did like a weird thing where I was just like subconsciously avoiding all Patrick Swayze movies until I became an adult. And then we started with Roadhouse, so I've always just been like, oh boy, we're going to go from here.
Yeah.
And then last, this is a U.S. Review from Miami Maud. They write, funny, from their goofy theme song to their varied observations, such as white people get weird in basements. This is a highly entertaining and worthwhile show. Rounds out my movie-loving interest in reviews.
Nice.
So dope, man. You know, all of the 5-star reviews, and they made me feel good. I've been feeling very healthy lately, get the blood pumping in my heart and down to another region. So I appreciate these 5-star reviews.
Yes, and being international, because you never know how you're going to translate to the rest across the pond and beyond.
Exactly. And if you're international, if you've left us a 5-star review, let us know what country you're from so we can filter that accordingly. Because obviously there's a lot of fucking countries in this app, so
yeah,
it's tough for me to go one by one. Just looking for some reviews.
Yeah.
Could be exhausting. Yep. So the Joker.
Why is it? What was that, Brandon? What was that? What was that?
So the Joker. Okay. So I saw this in the theater, and the theater that actually was full of a lot of tension. I don't know what the theater you saw it in, but people were very tense, uncomfortable, and I did appreciate that it was an adult film.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think even the teenagers that wanted to giggle and laugh were like, they looked around, they were like, oh, this ain't the
venue for that.
Like, it's the first scene when we see Arthur, first we see him put on the makeup and he's like kind of like crying and he's like forced to smile and stuff. And then the next thing he's with his counselor,
Yeah.
and he can't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And that's like a long scene, about like a minute or so, I would say, of him just like laughing and trying to stifle it, and then like he just keeps laughing.
Yeah,
Very uncomfortable. And I'm very glad that it was like from that moment, like from moment one, it's like, this is not like a typical kind of like comic book movie you see.
Yeah.
I almost didn't feel like it was a comic book movie. I feel like a lot of people keep saying it's like Taxi Driver, just like they put the Joker in it.
I mean, it is. This is a drama. This is a psychological drama.
Yes.
But also, I don't know if you knew about this, but like there was a big online thing with like Reddit and things like that with this film, because the real crazies of the world, because apparently this movie, the shooting in Colorado happened during the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And like this movie being another Joker, there was all this talk about that there was going to be another shooting surrounded around the viewing of this movie again. So that added another layer of tension onto this because people were really afraid and like, man, I would watch this movie and watch the fucking door.
No, so I wasn't like, I mean, that might just be the night in TV in me, but I wasn't thinking about that at all. I was a bit, I was more like frustrated with that they used mental illness as like a driving force for Arthur's character. I didn't think you needed that. I think you could have gone with the laughing disability, and you could have done the reveal about his childhood where his mom was like insane and like allowed him to be abused by her boyfriend. He was like handcuffed to a radiator, all that stuff. I don't think you need to do the mental illness because what I would have loved to see is Joaquin Phoenix playing Arthur as just like a guy who like just had a rough go, is trying the best he can, wants to make people laugh, has this disability, and he broke because that's what the Joker's all about. The Killing Joke, which this was obviously kind of a little bit influenced with the stand-up comedy part and stuff. And this one kind of frustrates me about like the audiences that have seen this movie. I don't know who this actually was intended for. Because it can't be for hardcore comic book fans. Because it deviates too much from canon for us to like fully embrace it. But it's too crazy and out there for a general audience to really connect with it. Because they're like, yeah, it's like a pretty good movie. It's really intense, but it's also like Batman, so I didn't really get a lot of stuff. And it's like, it's just kind of like this hodgepodge of stuff. And I kind of wish that they just allowed Arthur to go through this really rough like week where he just breaks. Because essentially, right, he gets beat up. He's tossing around the sign because he's doing like he's for hire clown, he's like temp agency or whatever, and he gets goes to like advertise for various stores and stuff. These kids beat the shit out of him, break his sign.
Well, they break the sign over his face.
Over his face, yeah.
I mean, they
it's
beat
fucking
him up
brutal.
a lot.
Yeah, it's brutal. And then he gets charged for a sign that they broke.
Yeah.
And his boss doesn't even believe him. He's like, no one's gonna fucking break a sign. Like he's
like, just give him the sign back.
Yeah,
it's like
the sign's gone.
Yeah, the sign's gone. Like, why would I keep the sign? He's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, and
it's
so
like,
then,
give it back. He's like, nigga.
And so everyone's like seeing him like at like the main office where they all like punch in, like they change and stuff, and like he's got these bad bruises, and he's just struggling, right? He's just struggling. His mom's at home, clearly like suffering from dementia, but she's also clinically insane too. So
well, no, she also had some sort of illness.
Yeah.
Beyond that, where she was slowly dying.
Yeah.
And it was very apparent.
His mom Penny, played by Frances Conroy.
Famously, she's been in other things, but a lot of people know her American Horror Story. Yeah.
And so, we're just seeing like Arthur here and there, and then his coworker gives him a gun.
Yeah.
He's like, because it's crazy out there in Gotham City. It's like the highest crime rate ever. Because people are like feeling like the haves are just fucking with them, like just feeling like really hopeless. And so he gives Arthur a gun to protect himself, and then he says, "And now you owe me."
Yeah.
And like winks at him. And that's when everyone in the theater is like, shit.
Yeah.
That's not good. I will say though, when Arthur's performing at the hospital.
Yeah.
For the kids,
and
he's dancing, and then the gun falls off his butt. Like that was the thing. That was dude, because everyone was like, "Oh shit!" And then he picks it up and then like does the shh.
Tries to hide it. Yeah.
It was
hilarious.
It was so funny because dude, Joaquin Phoenix killed this.
Yeah, no. He did a great job.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's still not the GOAT though. He's number 3.
Oh yeah, he's
number 3.
So who's number 1 in your book?
Still Heath.
Okay.
Heath Ledger, and number 2 is Mark Hamill.
But the Mark Hamill,
it's tough because it's a voice actor.
Yeah, it's a voice.
But Mark Hamill's had enough different stories of Batman where he plays the Joker, and he's always done a different thing, even though it's the same voice. And I think that's why he's still
yeah,
top
but
2.
It's different though than voicing a character as opposed to
the physicality.
the physicality of it. Because I think matching the voice with the physicality is really fucking hard.
You're right.
Because Joaquin Phoenix also like he went all in.
Yeah,
he lost a ton of weight.
Well, he lost like 25 pounds or something.
Yeah, then apparently he got sick.
Probably he looked frail as fuck.
Yeah, he has problems because of that much weight too fast.
This role fucks people up. Like I remember Heath Ledger did an interview where he talked about how he had touched base with Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson said, "You're gonna go like if you go all into this role, you're gonna go some dark places." And Heath Ledger went dark places. He couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Like by the end of this film, the filming, like granted, like it's not just like about like his work on Dark Knight and stuff like that, but apparently he went pretty method, and then that's when he couldn't sleep and he OD'd.
Yeah.
And I think Jared Leto talked about how like, it's a draining role because you also have to like come from the mindset. You have to be both like insane but also incredibly brilliant because that's the thing that always fucked Batman up. It's not only was the Joker gave him no fucks about who he could hurt,
but he was 10 steps ahead of everyone.
He was always 10 steps ahead and also incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Like that's like why he's his arch nemesis.
See, but at the same time, I felt like this Joker doesn't have that brilliance just yet.
No, that's what bothered me about the mental illness thing.
Yeah.
Because they use that. I mean, and then Tati and I had a really good conversation, and she brought up that she appreciated the scene at the end with Robert De Niro where he's on the show, and he's saying, all my life I've been told that I had a problem, that I'm like, I have this disability, and that, the world didn't want me. And now I am me, and I'm proud to be me.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he just happened, like, the real him is like the Joker, which is like, I'm just creating chaos. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I actually feel fulfilled now. And like, when I took those lives of those Wall Street dudes, I felt like a rush. I felt like I actually took control.
Well, it's also people started seeing him. So people, because he was a fucking, he was a punching bag. He was, he was just some guy that they passed on the train. And even with Zazie Beetz, in this,
so hot.
Yes, I mean he basically fucking, again, guys, spoiling this movie. He basically conjured her up and he put her in parts of his life
because she was in the building and stuff.
Yeah.
But we see her at the comedy club when he's doing the audition or set or something.
When his mother's in the hospital, she's there.
They're eating dinner, and the reason why I knew that wasn't real is because she never talked in those scenes really. Except in the hospital, she was like, "I'll be right back," but she didn't really interact with other people in those scenes.
Yeah,
and I was like, "This is kind of weird that Zazie Beetz and she doesn't have any dialogue."
Yeah, it was also so it's like, why is she so fucking enthralled with this guy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so this movie had a lot going on, had a lot to say, and I think at the end of the day, I think the movie is less effective than the acting was. Because I've been hearing a lot of buzz about Joaquin Phoenix. I heard about Robert De Niro. Everyone's like Robert De Niro is really good, and I'm watching. He's the nighttime host, and he's he's teasing Arthur because Arthur's video of his audition,
which is fucked up.
Which is where he just can't stop laughing because he's so nervous.
Yeah. Well, all right. So
and he gives out a card too, right? He gives out a card because he gives it to the black mom.
Yeah.
He's joking around with the little kid on the bus. He gives her a card I have this uncontrollable laughter. Yeah. Please excuse it.
Yeah. So basically, his emotions come out laughing no matter what his emotions are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the comedy set so awkward and shit. By the way, shout out to Sam Morril and Greer Barnes who are in this movie, comedians in New York City. But then he shows the video, and it's the scene between him and Joaquin on the show when I was like, oh shit, yeah, Robert De Niro's really good at this scene.
Yeah.
Where they're going back and forth because he says I killed those bankers.
Yeah.
Because he ends up. What do you think was the catalyst for him finally breaking on that train? Yes, he had the gun, and yes, he just got fired because he had the gun at a gig. But what do you think? Even though they were teasing him and they were harassing that woman on the train,
he finally had an opportunity to defend himself. Mm-hmm. Because those guys were beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, but he defended himself, but then he gunned down that last dude.
Yeah, but hold on. It's those guys were beating the shit out of him. Yeah, he'd been beaten up and fucked with by all of these people, all his entire life. People talked down to him, and those guys did all of those things, and then they're physically assaulting him,
right.
And making fun of him, and he shoots that one guy, shoots the second guy. The guy running away is just those people are symbols of everything, all the people in his life
Right.
who have fucking taken advantage of him and done all this fucked up shit to him. It's like, why would he let him get away?
Yeah.
And for what? He's gonna run away. He's gonna tell, and then he's just gonna go to jail, and then they're gonna point him out as a monster.
Yeah.
When they've been the monsters in his life ever since he was a child.
Yeah. And then he's also dressed up in his clown costume because he was like, it's the night that the day he got fired from his job and stuff. And so then everyone in the news is saying like, clown killer, like this guy killed 3 Wall Street dudes. And at the time, there's this whole subplot with Thomas Wayne where he's thinking about running for mayor because like there's nothing wrong with wealth. He's like, I alone can help fix Gotham City. Very Trumpian, which is the reason why I think Alec Baldwin dropped out. Because Alec Baldwin was cast in that role and then dropped out like a day later. Because I think he actually read the script and was like, oh, fuck no. Like, this is just me on SNL again.
Yeah.
I give...
Which is funny, though, because as I was watching it, and I it's like, I could... That role was made for Alec Baldwin.
Yes, I mean, that would have been great.
It's like he can personify that role, this iteration of Thomas Wayne better than anybody else. I mean, the guy did a good job.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I saw... also in Dark Knight Rises, by the way.
Yes. He was the police chief, correct?
No. He was just like a scumbag that was at Wayne Manor for a party and stuff. And that Selene Kyle seduces him for... I forgot what she does to him. But like he's later used by Selene Kyle in Batman Dark Knight Rises.
Okay. Yeah, I got it mixed up with somebody else.
I think his name's like Thomas Cullen. But I thought it was interesting for the mom to keep writing these letters to Thomas Wayne and be like, Arthur's your son. But then it gives Arthur a sense of like belonging and a sense of like, I understand where I came from. Right? And so when he confronts like Thomas Wayne, which is really disturbing, Thomas punches him in the face, which is wild. Yeah. To be fair though, he did go to Wayne Manor and put his fingers on Bruce's mouth to make him smile.
Yeah.
That was very unsettling. Like everyone in the theater is just like, once they heard that kid's name was Bruce, everyone was like, oh shit. Yeah. Because Arthur clearly is like, he's like, playing like the silent clown, like a Charlie Chaplin thing. But it's just incredibly unsettling. And that's what I did like about his Joker. I think it was way more effective than when Jared Leto tried this, is that you felt not menacing, but you felt danger. Yeah. Like because you didn't know what Arthur was going to do, because he was clearly becoming more and more unhinged.
Well, just outside of this movie, clowns used to just be just this, this weird little guy.
Oh, they're having a bad time right now. Clowns are terrifying.
Yeah, clowns have basically been now associated with pure danger and fucking
death of children.
Yeah.
Like
it's
anybody's fucked it all up for clowns.
Well, no, it's been before that though.
Bozo too.
Well, because
Bozo was an alcoholic, right? Can we all agree on that? There's no way that nigga didn't have a flask in his overalls.
But I think it really comes down to is like that serial killer who dressed up as a clown. Yeah, is like that was the turn, because clowns used to be the clown, weird clown thing, and everyone had clowns at their party, and then that's where the danger came in, and it slowly just started fucking getting worse for them, and then now to the point where there's this whole clown thing, clowns are showing up all over the world, and there's nothing but menace. Yeah. And then there's also that weird documentary thing about that clown who's like a scare for hire. Have you seen it? Yeah.
Is that a documentary?
Yeah.
Oh, we need to review that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Put it on the list. We gotta review it.
Yeah, I have to find it. I recently just saw the trailer for it. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be real or they just made the thing up, but it's like
Slenderman.
Yeah, it's weird, but apparently the whole thing is there's a lore about like this guy who just started dressed up as a clown is like, and you can pay him to fuck with people, and he'll show up to wherever they're at and just fuck with people, which is fucking pretty awesome, but also fucking terrifying.
But yeah, when he was fucking with Bruce, and then he did a new Alfred pop in, and he's like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, I'm Penny's son. He's like, because his mom did work at Wayne Manor, but apparently had a psychotic break, and then was able to adopt a baby, which was Arthur.
Yeah. So I don't know how the fuck that happened.
She kept saying that Arthur was Thomas Wayne's son, But here's the thing: some people are still discussing it and saying that maybe he was Thomas Wayne's son, and that Thomas Wayne had so much power he was able to change the records.
Yeah.
To make it look like it was adopted, like the kid was adopted, but he actually is
Yeah.
Thomas Wayne's kid. Which maybe makes sense because he go to Arkham. He goes to Arkham to get the files from Brian Tyree Henry, right?
Yeah.
So it is possible. I mean, because Brian Tyree Henry looks at that file like, and then Arthur grabs it and runs away with it. But it's like, why did he do that if it wasn't like really, really secretive? Like maybe there's like a.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the mom was just literally, she was, kind of mentally.
But my whole thing, though, and this kind of supports this idea that Thomas Wayne maybe is his actual father. Why was she allowed to take her son back? Because she's still crazy. He's taking care of her because she can't take care of herself. There's no way that that's just a deterioration. If she was already psychotic, because we have the flashbacks of her being convinced by the doctors that she did not have a relationship with Thomas Wayne and that kid was adopted.
Mm.
And so maybe, just maybe, she was being coerced into thinking that that's the narrative because they couldn't trust her.
Yeah, but
You know
it
what I mean?
also
I think there is some
there is a level of scandal because you don't want that fucking shit being out there on the streets and people starting to question it.
True.
But then also it's just like her.
Why not institutionalize her though? Why let her be free? Especially because Wayne Enterprises runs everything. Like the Wall Street bankers, they work for Wayne Enterprises. Like, and that's why they were like,
so
the uprising about Thomas Wayne was that he runs Gotham. So if Gotham's a shithole, it's kind of his fault.
Yeah, but also, all right, so this movie takes place in 1981.
Yes.
It takes place in 1981. So if this is over 30 years ago, so we're talking about the 50s.
Yep.
The 50s, the mental institutions weren't really a thing at that point.
And they're just doing electric shock therapy.
Yeah, and
lobotomies.
Yeah, it was just, those things. It was just like, oh, you go into this office, in and out treatment, and then they just send you the fuck home. They didn't believe in that just yet. If the positive, like this is in the real world, so like they would have just been. And then at that point, she's a single mother, and so whatever. It's just like this kid needs a mother, whatever. Just get her out of here, and maybe having the baby will help her. And then then the baby starts getting fucking abused.
Yeah, by her boyfriend or whoever the fuck, and then once Arthur finds that out, because Mama had I guess she just got sick. Well, no, because the cops show up to her house.
And started questioning about
Arthur because they're investigating niggas that dress like clowns, and he got fired the day before.
And he had a gun.
Yeah, and he was given a gun. Yeah, so then I guess that made her sick, and she goes to the hospital. And then Arthur kind of takes her out.
Yeah, he smothers her ass with a pillow.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at that point he was just like, "Yeah, my real fucking mother. I have no bond to you anymore."
You know what's so sad is all of this starts from a really young age of feeling isolated and unseen, and you don't have a friend in the world. Like when he has that dream sequence of being on a talk show with De Niro. Mm-hmm. At first it's kind of hokey and stuff, but then you realize the way that Joaquin plays it is so genuine, is so authentically innocent. You can see he just wants to be seen, and he just wants to make people laugh, and then it's just it's heartbreaking because you see how he's living and what he's doing and
I mean Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid I used to have fun, you daydream. It's be doing this or whatever. It's and that there's a childlike innocence that comes with that. Yeah. It's I don't daydream like that anymore.
But when you see a grown man like that do it,
because he almost has a childlike innocence. Yeah. And it's
for one feel they can take advantage of him.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's one because he was raised by a woman that was slightly unhinged. He probably got the sense kind of beat out of him. Yeah. By a grown man. And then the fact is if you coddle a child too much, that's they lose their grip on reality.
So after he murders his mom, he goes to Sophie, Zazie Beetz' apartment. Mind you, Zazie Beetz has a daughter.
Yeah.
And Arthur's been stalking them a little bit.
Yeah.
And fabricating that she saw him follow on her and she becomes intrigued by him. So she's disturbed that he's in her couch,
Mhm.
and he's just kind of like growling almost. And then we just see, because she's like, at the daughter, like, please just, no, don't do anything to her. And then he like approaches her, and then like we just cut to him leaving the apartment. Do you think he killed her?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too, but a lot of people I talked to, they're like, no, I think that he was just like, because she didn't do him wrong. So why would he kill her? And I'm like, yeah, but at this point, he's blurring reality, and because she's not real, like because it wasn't real, isn't that what this whole incel thing is about? Like the white incel controversy, like oh, because he couldn't get love and blah blah blah, like he murdered.
They take it out.
I mean, I think he killed people. I know there's so controversy about like the Joker and his treatment of black woman, but Chris Lambert, it's treatment of black woman because like the therapist at the beginning, like and he like tells her off like you never listen to me, fuck you, and then like he kills the therapist at the end at Arkham, and it's alluded that he might have killed Zazie Beetz.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I've been telling y'all for a long time. Dark Knight, one of my favorite movies of all time. Heath Ledger, best Joker of all time. He kills mad black men in that movie.
But also,
but
also at the same time, it's just like you're, he's poor. He's dirt fucking poor.
Yeah.
He lives
in like McLovin.
But like he's who would he be around? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in those, like you live in a city, much like so. Basically, a lot of this movie was shot in New York City, in the Bronx, and things.
No,
like
this
that.
was shot in Newark.
Huh?
This was shot in Newark. Which makes a lot of
sense.
sense.
Very true. I thought a lot of it was shot in New York City. Some parts had to be shot in New York City.
Possibly. I mean, Canada, you can get away with a lot of New York like shots.
True.
Like Spider-Man and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff is filmed in Canada.
Well, let's come back to that in a second. But so like, let's say this is New York. Like, I mean, because Gotham is like in New York, like any other comic book movie.
Well, technically, Gotham's actually in Newark, and Metropolis is New York.
Got you. Oh, so they
Gotham,
are across the
Gotham's
border from each
New
other.
York, yeah.
Okay. So either way, it's just like it's a very affluent city, and of the people of affluence, who are the most people of affluence, and it's like most affluent people are white people.
Yeah.
Then it's just like the people that live in the ghettos.
Jesus.
The ghettos are black and Hispanic people. So and most violence happens.
Mongolians.
Dude, most violence is going to happen within your community because those are the people closest to you. So therefore, he would be the people that he does kill would be people of color before he starts to rise up against the people at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
So like it only makes sense that's the way it would happen.
Yeah.
And then as for Zazie Beetz, in this film, it's just like she's a part of his delusion.
Yeah.
And then in real life she's not living up to what she was, and and comforting him as he was expecting her to comfort, and because that's why he went there, and she didn't do that.
Yeah.
Then what use does he have of her?
Yes. Yeah.
Now she's just like everybody else.
True. Yeah. And then isn't that the scene where he goes back to his apartment, takes out everything from the fridge, and gets inside?
Yes.
With his shirt off, which is just the way that this film is shot is like a little bit of disturbing. And then he gets a phone call from the Murray Show because they played the clip of him bombing the nightclub, and it's become such a huge hit. They want to have him on the show.
Yeah, to make fun of him.
To make fun of him, but it's like they just want to have him. They're not saying that. They're just like,
yeah,
we love to have you on the show. Murray loves you, blah, blah, blah. And so he agrees to go in a week. And then the guy who gave him the gun comes by. With also, we forgot to mention the dwarf character. So he works with a dwarf who like is at the clown costume,
school
company,
or whatever,
and they tease him a lot and stuff. But he's always been really nice to Arthur, and that comes into play when they go to.
And mind you, the guy who gave him the gun, he also kind of dimed him out and said that, oh yeah, he tried to buy a gun from me.
Yes.
Yeah, because he tried to save him.
Yeah, when Arthur finds that out from the cops that are questioning him outside the hospital, that's when he's like, "Oh, that guy's not good." And so when they
when the guy fires him, that definitely finds out. He said what?
Yeah, and that's why the cops do come to him. Yeah, you're right. And so then, like, the guy's trying to, like, figure out what he said to the cops and, you know, things like that. And that's when Arthur just snaps.
He stabs him to death with a fucking, with scissors.
And then slams his face into the wall.
Yeah, about 20 fucking times.
Several times. And mind you, he's locked the door behind them. So whenever a nigga, like, whenever you go to someone's house and they just immediately lock the door behind you,
Yeah, bad things are on the way, man.
that should raise an eyebrow.
Unless y'all got some business,
Yeah.
y'all handling it, and it's like very sensitive. It's just like, hey man, make sure nobody walks in on this shit. Niggas are locking the door behind me. I'm staying by the door.
Exactly. Yeah. So then he beats this dude to death and lets little homie go because he's, but he can't reach the lock until like it gave everyone like a little chuckle to relieve the tension of like, holy shit, that was really violent. Because Arthur's also covered in blood.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a game, right?
Yeah.
And then he lets the little guy out because it's like, you're always nice to me.
Yeah, you're the only one there that was ever nice to me.
And that's the thing, is like, you gotta be nice to people.
Yeah.
Because you never know who's gonna snap and have a bad day and fucking lose their shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought about that. Like, so like, because, you know, I get teased a lot, and you tease me sometimes about how, like, I'm a bitch and, like, you know, I can't, like, I'm not able to fight for myself and stuff like that. I genuinely do worry sometimes about that one time when I get pushed too far and I fucking do something really bad. Like, I've had dreams where, like, I'm, like, with my wife and my kids, and someone's just fucking with us, and I snap and I kill them, and then I end up in jail.
Yeah, but that's typically what happens, isn't it?
I don't know.
No, but that's what happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
People get pushed
Fucking end up in jail like Nicolas Cage and Con Air. Got a fucking black mullet.
What's your name? Cameron Paul. Put the bunny in the box.
Yeah, I do worry about that because I think that's what always appealed to me to some lore of the Joker was that he was just about all it takes is one bad day for people to become as crazy as me.
Yeah,
That's what he tried to prove in the Killing Joke. That's kind of what they took into the Dark Knight, where he's like chaos. He's like just he's like nothing matters. Like order doesn't matter because the only people that benefit from order are the people that are already winning.
yeah.
So, like, why play the game? Why not just fucking throw dynamite into the game and just, like, blow all this shit up? Which is a lot of the reason why I feel like Trump won. Because a lot of fucking people were just like, fuck it. Like, who cares what this is? Because the system hasn't been helping me. So I'm going to just throw this shit, not thinking about the consequences. Because now that's starting to bear a little fruit.
No, but that...
And by a little, I mean, like, a lot.
Yeah.
We're in fucking a fruit market in fucking Jamaica, Queens right now. Just... You can't stop and smell the fruit and see the fruit flies.
See the fruit. Okay, all right.
My analogies sometimes don't make sense.
Okay, so like, all right, I want to talk about just some of the things that kind of threw me off. Okay, so timeline wise, so this movie was is based in 1981.
Yes.
In front of the building, there were cars from like the 50s there, which kind of threw me off.
Okay.
It was kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
Then we got to look. So Bruce Wayne is probably about like 10 years old when his father.
I would say, yeah.
When his parents died, he's 10.
Yeah. Which do we really have to see that again?
I know, but
it was part of the riots, and then you know the Joker incited that. And it's just crazy that he would walk around without like any protection, given that he's running for mayor and that there's literally like uprising in the city.
No, but he was out to a show when all this shit.
And they went through the back exit, which was like
No, they came out the front.
Oh, yeah,
exit. They went to the alley to try to
because they walked by the
streets.
guy who's in the street with the clown mask.
Yeah. All right.
Which is another reason why Batman's probably like the Joker. He's like, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
But so Bruce Wayne is supposedly 10 years old in this film. Arthur is roughly about 40.
I would say he's like mid-30s probably.
Mid-30s?
Yeah.
So so let's say he's 20 years older than Batman. And, you know, being as thin as he is, Batman would have killed him easily. Because by the time Batman hits like 20, right?
Yeah.
And he's Batman. No, I take he becomes Batman, he's like 25, something like that?
No, it depends on which iteration. Like, it can fluctuate, yeah.
Okay, so let's say he's 20 and he becomes Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a fucking, obviously, a lethal fucking weapon.
Yeah.
Arthur's dead. easily.
Yeah, sure.
Easily. Which
But remember,
also,
this isn't canon. This is like a one-off. Almost I think, was it Rod from Black Eyed Tips or J.L. Calvin, who we were supposed to get on the show, but we had some technical difficulties. I think one of them posited that this is like Logan. This is like kind of like its own thing. Logan's like more intertwined with other stuff, but it's like it should be viewed as like this dope, like kind of like adult comic film.
yes, but like we were talking about on the train earlier on today, it's just like, do you think DC is going to be able to let Joaquin Phoenix walk away from this?
I think
and
so.
do a one-off?
I think it's supposed to be a one and done thing. I think this just gives them confidence to do a bunch of other one-off stories that don't have to fuck with continuity. Because then that allows like you to get great filmmakers to just do like a cool story.
Yeah.
And when you do that, like sky's the limit for what you can do with fucking DC canon. I would rather them do Flashpoint Paradox, where a brand new guy to play Flash, or bring the fucking kid from the TV show, and then you put in a whole different supporting cast to play Batman, Wonder Woman, all those fucking people.
Yeah.
And then you just have fun with that shit.
Yeah. I really
Like,
want to see fucking Under Red Hood, like some of those fucking stories.
Yeah, like just do like just don't give a fuck anymore about continuity and just like tell a really good story.
Yeah.
Like that's why like I don't want this to have a sequel. I think actually if it has a sequel, that would dilute the mission, the purpose and mission of this movie.
Yeah. So basically,
Because then it just turns him into like, it does make the mental illness just a catalyst for his violent actions versus trying to say something about the way that we treat mentally ill people and how we ostracize them and make them feel alone and isolated, and then no one understands them.
yeah. And then you villainize them once they break, even though that you've technically been the villains, this entire time.
Yeah. And remember, he does only kill the people that wronged him. Like, he shoots Murray because he realizes Murray's a bad person and that he wanted to make fun of him on his favorite show that him and his mom used to watch every night. And, like, it's shameful that he would do that to somebody who is smaller than him and is weaker than him.
Well,
He shoots him point blank in the face, which
yeah.
I got, and, like, I kind of, like, the darkness in me was like, dude, what the fucking Dark Knight Returns did. Where Joker goes on a late night show, kills the host, and then kills everyone in the studio.
Yeah.
It's fucking badass.
I don't know. And I know that this is the beginning of the Joker becoming the Joker.
Yeah.
But like the Joker that that I know, he kills everybody in the studio and then he just starts hosting a show to dead people, which would have been fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That it would have been awesome to see, but then again, maybe that's a little too dark. If
Yeah,
you're not ready for that quite yet.
This is really dark already.
Yeah.
When he kills Murray, I thought Mark Miller was gonna be this a lot more. He was just literally in the scene that they showed him like previews and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of weird. Maybe he got cut. The only thing that really took me out of this movie sometimes was the fucking dancing.
Yeah. Yeah. This.
It was a very art filmy.
That was.
He's like dancing on the steps and stuff. But I guess that was the way he felt he could express himself the best before he started killing people.
Yeah.
Because he's like but he's also dancing like as the woman and the male partner, which was interesting. Like when he has the gun in his hand before, like when he shoots into the wall.
Yeah, that was weird.
He's like, being the pursuer and the woman. It was. I was like, I don't know what they're trying to do here, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess they were also taking the opportunity to show off his body, which is
Yeah. He got thin for this.
Yeah, he looked
Holy shit.
concentration camps thin, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's not cute. Joaquin, I hope you've been eating hamburgers, my nigga. 'Cause,
And the reason why the riots started in Gotham is because there's gonna be a rally that night where everyone's dressed up in clown.
yeah, it's kind of Occupy Wall Street type.
And the cops are chasing after him because they know, like, hey, you're the nigga that's like killing everybody. I mean, he also just killed his mom too.
Yeah.
Like, even though they didn't have the machines like the way they do now, like they can deduce like, oh, she wasn't supposed to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they're chasing after him. He gets on the train, and he's in full clown costume at this point. And the cops are trying to chase after him, and then he incites a riot on the train, and pretty much gets the cops probably beaten to death.
Yeah.
The way
They don't die.
Yeah, the way that those cops were getting fucked up, they were like, they definitely had their skulls smashed.
Yeah.
No way. and then when he leaves the studio, he gets arrested, and then this is when like a lot of people were wondering, is this real? Is when he's in the cop car, and then it gets hit by a van that has like guys in clown costumes. The entire city's up in flames and shit, and then they let him out. Like they take the clown guys, carry him out and stuff. And someone was like, "Oh, but that was the guy who was in a clown costume earlier in the movie when a car passed him by." After the scene after he got fired, I think.
How do you know?
Exactly. I was like, that's kind of like a lot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, it wasn't real. I'm like, I mean,
No, pretty sure that was real.
So he gets on top of the car lid and like he stands up and they're all rejoicing and like celebrating him.
But then again, that's where the Joker gang just came from.
Mm-hmm.
The clown gang.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. And then we cut to him being institutionalized at Arkham, and he's on to a therapist, and it's just crazy that they still give him cigarettes. They used to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's just talking. I forgot what he says when he's like laughing to himself, and he's like, you wouldn't get the joke.
You wouldn't get the joke. Yeah.
What did he have? Because he had that notebook with all the jokes and fucked up like
Pictures of naked women.
And random thoughts. He had like one that he looked at when he was on the Murray Show because he's written some jokes that are
I hope that my death makes more sense than my life.
And it's actually sense because he's not able to spell really well.
No. That's deliberate.
Oh, that's like
sense
the joke?
money.
Okay, got it.
That it's worth more than my actual life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
By the way, Heath Ledger made a book like that, like to get in the mindset of the Joker.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like when you think about like how complex it is to play that character, especially all the different fucked up stories about the Joker, where he's just a maniacal maniac and fuck. Dude, there's this new story with the Batman Who Laughs, where Batman's injected with the Joker venom, and it's a combination between Batman and the Joker. That nigga's killing everybody. Takes out all the Justice League. He makes little fucking rabid Robins and shit. He turns Superman fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, Joker is fucking dangerous, man.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And then we see him at the end where he's walking down the hall with bloody white shoes because he clearly just killed that therapist. And he's just being chased around by cops. Well, by the
mental
guards.
And
stuff,
guards.
Yeah. And then it says the end. That's the Joker. It was a wild ride.
Yeah, it's a long ride as well.
Yeah, I didn't think it dragged.
It didn't. It didn't. It felt.
It was tense. It was a tense 2 hours. So that's why it's just kind of like, oh boy.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't fucking 3 hours like everything else now.
I mean, that's the Irishman, 3.5 hours. Bro.
Yeah, dude. Wow.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, this is a walking show. This is an amazing showcase of his talent. And at times it will be rose to the occasion of meeting him there with like the quality and drive, and then at times you're just kind of like, I'm sitting back like, why did they do this?
Yeah.
Why did they do this again? Also, I feel bad for Jared Leto, man.
I mean,
he just didn't get he didn't get a fair shot, I think.
Well, you're right.
Because Suicide Squad, apparently he got cut like a mad amount of scenes got cut.
But also at the same time, that was a completely different kind of Joker.
True. Yes.
That was a completely different kind of Joker. That was more of almost like a Joker from like the Batman Beyond type deal. You know? So like it was something different, and they tried it, and while yes, the movie, itself was a success. Yeah. That Joker paled in comparison to what the Joker has been, personified as for the last 70 years.
Yeah. Yo, Zazie Beetz said Todd Phillips rewrote the entire script during production because Phoenix lost so much weight for the film there would not be an opportunity for reshoots. That's fucking wild. That's wild. Sometimes Phoenix would walk off set during filming because he lost self-control and needed to compose himself to compete with other actors who felt they had done something wrong. Wow. Damn. He got into it, man. Now, here's the thing. Todd Phillips is saying some wild shit. He needs to keep his mouth shut because I think he's hurting the film. He's talking about like, I stopped doing comedy because ultra liberals and blah blah blah. Like, dude, he's like talking. He said a comment about how maybe this Joker influenced the other Jokers in DCEU. It's like, dude, just let the movie speak for itself. Like, shut the fuck up. You're getting a lot of accolades. Like, and you're also diluting Joaquin Phoenix's performance. Like, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think people just gotta shut up.
Yeah, well, I mean, they get a little light on it, and then they're just gonna fucking just pop off with the mouth.
Why are we in this place where like everything has to be a controversy?
Because controversy sells.
Like, do we hate each other that much?
No, it's because people. That's the
Why-
look at me moment.
But why do you think this movie's so big though? This movie is grossed. It grossed $544 million globally so far, and it's only been out for 2 weeks. Why do you think this movie's such a big hit? It's ultra violent. It's disturbing. People don't like acting that much.
What do you mean?
People don't like good acting that much. I mean, I get it's like an adult film, but there's something drawing people to this movie.
Yeah, but it's also like, while yes, the Batman is a property that's been fucking stripped down to the bones 1,001 times. This is something different that we've never gotten before.
I get it, but every conversation I've had with people, especially like outside of like our circles that are into like comic book stuff and all that, they're just like, "Oh, have you seen Joker? What'd you think?" Because they don't want to talk about like, no one's talking about how this is like a cool one-off Batman universe story. They're just trying to talk about the mental illness, the gun violence, like all the controversies.
Yeah.
Versus actually talking about what it's supposed to kind of be, which is a comic book origin story.
Yeah. But like, isn't I mean, shouldn't the art, the art should mimic life or imitate life,
Sure.
As much as possible. But like the Joker being such an iconic character, and then just basically shining a light on it is just like, hey man, this guy's been through a lot of shit, and that's what happened, and he is the basically the apex predator that comes out of this kind of life, which is a real thing that people are going through today. So it's like you can take these fictional characters and turn them into a cautionary tale.
True.
So like that could be a reason why it's picking up so much steam, and it's also these conversations about mental health and all of that is very it's in the news every single day. All the school,
everybody wants to read about it.
All of these shooters and things like that. It's real. So it's like it's a different way to approach the subject as opposed to just saying like we need to take away the guns.
True. Fair.
You need to treat people like fucking people.
Yeah, and you see a clown, say hi. Don't just kick him in the balls.
Nah, fuck that shit. I ain't saying hi to that clown. I'm gonna give him the head nod. Look, I see you, nigga. But at the same time,
Stay away from my baby.
Keep it.
You ain't biting my baby's face off.
And don't put your fingers in my son's mouth, or I will bust you in the mouth.
That was like, bro. It's like, time was when he's an asshole, but like, I'm gonna punch you in the face about finally you're the one to put your fingers in my son's mouth.
Yeah.
And Alfred, where the fuck were you?
Yeah.
All right, Justin.
Bruce out here getting fingers put in his mouth by grown ass men.
Yeah, there's no way that he's not fucked up from this.
Listen, man. Put a grown ass man put your finger in his mouth. There's something else coming next, and it's not a finger. Let's curb this. Let's curb this behavior. You can't get used to finger things going in your mouth. Anyhow, so
break down our rating system.
We rate movies in bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. Now, Brandon, if we do not like a movie because it deserves no popcorn, we can throw it into the dog shit pot.
Mm-hmm.
We pile piles and piles and piles of dog shit on top of it.
Yes, sir.
So, Brandon, we recently checked out Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix. Sassy Beats.
Mm-hmm.
That delicious treat.
Delicious chocolate.
What say you, sir?
Just eat her up. I'm a eater butthole. I'm gonna give this a medium.
Okay.
Yep.
And any particular reason
I think
why?
I've talked enough about like Joaquin's performance, and it's a movie that we're still talking about, which is very rare these days.
Yeah.
Most movies is like Yeah, I saw it. Like, we're gonna do a review about it, but like, I've been thinking about it since I saw it. So,
Yeah.
having a lot of conversations. I actually have a Slack channel at work about it. Like, it started a chat with like seven people. We were just talking about it, and we've been talking about it for the past like 3 days. So.
Okay.
How about you, Justin?
So I'm gonna give it two different ratings.
Okay.
As a comic book fan, as a Batman fan,
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a medium.
Okay.
Mainly because, if you're a diehard Batman fan, some things are gonna be like, come on, man, what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna throw you off. But if you're just a casual moviegoer, you're not really a casual comic book fan, or you don't really give a fuck that much, and you just went to this movie because you want to see a good movie, I give it a large.
Okay.
Because the performance was great, all around. I mean, it was chilling, it was tense, and I loved the fact that they can create that tension and keep it going, throughout a 2-hour movie without it seeming like, oh, I want to die. When is this shit gonna be over?
Yeah.
And I thought overall a good job. But again, as a big Batman fan, some of the ways that they use to create that tension and such, it kind of took it away from the movie for me. But outside of that, I thought it was amazing.
Okay. Cool. How can people follow you, Justin?
Guys, you can follow me at J Brown Did It on Twitter and Instagram. Bren.
You guys can follow me at American Collins, AmericanCollins.com. You can follow the show, Media MP Podcast, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you are so inclined, you can leave us a 5-star review on Stitcher or iTunes. We will read it on the show,
Yes, you can.
just as we did earlier at the top of this show. Also, if you love us and you've been like riding with us from the beginning, we really, really would appreciate it if you could fucking sign up for the Patreon. Because the Patreon helps support this show, helps keep Justin and I to just keep producing content for y'all. We're up to 3 bonus episodes a month. If you sign for the $10 package, sign for $5, you get 2 bonus episodes a month.
Yes, you do.
As well as mini episodes and stuff. Come on, if you've been listening to this podcast for years, we have not missed a week.
Nope.
We've not missed a week. We've been sick. We've had babies. We've had our butts with cameras in them, and I had a colonoscopy.
Yeah, Brent.
We have done so much. Please sign up for the Patreon.
Yeah.
I don't like to beg,
I was
Justin.
out of the country for 3 months and we didn't miss one.
We didn't miss one. I had to get fucking Gordon Baker Bowen come over here from Newark,
Yep.
like the savage he is, and so he could do this podcast.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get Gordon Baker Bowen anywhere on time?
Truth.
I did it for you all. So please, return the favor, sign up for Patreon. Now here's the thing. If you want to sign up for Patreon, we love you. Thank you for being a patron. So, then you can also get some swag. tpublic.com/popcorn. You get a tote bag, get a t-shirt, get a sweater. It's getting cold outside.
It's getting cold. When it's cold outside.
Help us out. We got a baby. We got fucking bugs in the apartment.
What
we
are
got
you
dirty.
wearing?
We got dirty curtains. We got all kinds. Man, some of us have to move soon because the landlord's saying they're gonna up the rent, and we like, no, fuck that, because you ain't painted this place in the goons age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you, baby. I feel you, Kimosabi.
Close this out, Justin.
Guys, I feel like this isn't the movie The Holden.
Oh no, that's just, yeah,
I feel like that isn't it. But I will tell you what it is the movie for. You know, guys, sometimes you gotta look inside yourself and you look at the things that make you tick and that set you off. And when you find those things, you want to bury them down deep inside. But that's not the way to do it, man. So I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. One day, you're gonna find yourselves in a bad situation. And all that stuff that you've been pushing down is gonna come up.
Mm-hmm, just like puke.
It's gonna come up, it's gonna come up hard.
Mm-hmm, just like my cum.
And you're gonna let loose on somebody in a way that they weren't expecting, nor were you.
Just like a facial.
So, be yourselves out there, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Guns and jizz, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Guns and jizz. Goodbye.
That's got your warning. So if you